What's going on, guys? Hey, most people, we start to show off, and have so many different things going on, and I heard a story once, and it was if you're not aligned in life, then shit'll just go haywire. And I don't know, that it's kind of what threw me off or whatever, because I was like, that's kind of weird, like a weird statement. If you're not aligned, they just said some shit like that. It's like if you're not aligned, shit just go haywire. I'm like, the fuck kind of story is that? Well, like you'll figure it out along the way. And I'm like, I'll figure it out along the way. If you're not aligned, shit would just go haywire. I'm still trying to figure it out, as you can tell. But I guess it's supposed to fit in somewhere. I don't know. But welcome to Battle Tested. What doesn't break you builds your brand. I guess it was one of those things that was supposed to be philosophical and things of that nature. But I'm still figuring out about 10 years later. I guess I ain't figured out yet, But that's the biggest thing is about life sometimes. When you don't, things happen, and you tend to have to figure it out. And it's battle, and I guess that kind of rolls in the battle tested space. It kind of rolls in the battle tested space of like shit ain't aligned, it just go haywire or chaos. And that's where, that's what happened last week. Shit just go haywire. But it's battle tested. We back. Like never left. We gonna keep on rocking this show. It's episode 6. A battle tested. What doesn't break you builds your brand. The biggest thing is I would say you have a lot of misalignment and hidden costs in those misalignment though. You got misalignment a lot in life. The hidden costs of me not being on last week. Hidden costs. What is the hidden cost? You guys didn't get to, I didn't get to connect with you guys. You get to lose out on things. You also get to gain something. You get to gain something. You get to gain an hour of life. Like, dang, man, I have nothing to really pour into my life last week. However, I did gain another hour of life where I could be able to apply that stuff, and whether it be in my time, whether it be in my energy, whether it be in my identity, whether it be in, my income. You get to add on a little bit, get a little bit more to resting time, so to speak. I think last week was last week? We lost an hour, right? We lost an hour. It wasn't last week or the week before. We lost an hour. I think it was the week before. The week before, we lost an hour. That's the thing. You go in life, it's just gonna be a misalignment sometimes. If you got jacked up by the hour, my bad. I can't really do anything about it, but you can, it'll take you in a space if you allow it to. And so what we talking about today is, you probably got to kind of guess a little bit of it. We're talking about misalignment. When in life have you been misaligned? Right? Like alignment requires you to eliminate. Like you be going down the street or whatever and going down to really connect with people in life. And you kind of, I'm gonna give you guys a scenario though. When you driving in or you going to, let's say a gala, right? Gala. I love galas. You get all dressed up and all nice and pretty, and with your nice shoes on from the, you dust the shoes off, right? Get the little dust off the shoes. You got some nice slacks on, and you got a nice shirt on, you crisp, got the nice jacket on, you fresh haircut. Can't go nowhere without, just jacked up. So you got all these different things. You got all these different things. However, it requires you to do something. You in a line in that space, but it requires you to do something else though. Sometimes it requires you to leave some people where you left them at. It requires you to leave some people. And sometimes it doesn't. So, hey, we are moving in a direction, in a space of alignment. See, when you let go of things, you automatically elevate to where you're supposed to be at. Subscribe to Battle Tested. What doesn't break you builds your brand. Battle Tested. What doesn't break you builds your brand, right? And I'm gonna tell you, man, like, you get all dressed up and and then something happens. Just something. It could be something small that happens that throws you off in alignment, and then sometimes it requires you to eliminate it. Hey, sometimes it requires you to, all right, cool, I gotta get rid of this right here. It's been relationships, it's been situations, it's been a lot of different things that have said, all right, cool, let me go ahead and remove this right here. And that's where we talk about. And then that's where we accept it and we get into transformation. Like, all right, cool. Making those quick decisions right then and there and allowing them to be. Allowing them to be. I don't have my whiteboard up, so I can't break it all down into a nice little thing up. So I'm just going to speak on it. Being in a controlled space allows you to align to who you're destined to be. Who is the next person that you desire you want to be? Once you accept it, you got to accept where you were. You don't have to have time. Time is never the problem. The alignment, it's never the problem either. But time is not a problem. Well, alignment could be the problem. But it's like you get misaligned. You can definitely know when you're misaligned in some situations. And you will you will take the bulk of that. Okay. You think about it in relationships, you get in misalignment in a relationship or a business relationship. Oh man, that's one of the most sucky ones, because now you got lawyers involved, you got people that are involved. Now you get to really say, man, okay, what is this about? Like, how can I move to the next level with where I'm at, take where I'm at to where I want to go to? So if you are not where you want to go, then you misalign to where you're destined to be at. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, I'll repeat what I said. If you're not exactly where you want to be, you were supposed to be a lot higher. You're not in alignment. So you wonder why things are not going in the direction that you desire they to go. One, they're not supposed to be that way because you're not in alignment of where you're desiring. That relationship is not there. That's car situation. Sometimes you can be on a timeline that when you misalign in your timelines, you could be in there. You're supposed to have been finished that timeline a long time ago, and you still playing around with it. So what do you want to go to? Right? Like, because if you look at your life right now, who are you and where you want to go? You ask yourself, where am I at? Where do I want to go? Where am I at? Where I want to go? I'm always, is as I'm continuing to space out, and I would definitely say as I continue to go in this space and this journey of life, continue to go in this journey in this space of life. It's like, okay, where am I at? Where do I want to go? Those are two things I ask myself. It's like, having endured a lot, letting go a lot of things. Where am I at, and where do I want to go? Those are questions that keep me moving, right? And where am I at, where I want to go? I'm always asking myself, where am I at, where do I want to go? And over the last month or 2 months since the new season, I've really been really sitting back and saying, okay, cool. Let's not go from 0 to 100 real fast. Let's go from 0 to 50 and get there and stay idle there for a moment. And then from 50 to 100 or 50 to 75, where we increase the speed a little bit, or from 75 to 100. See? So I won't be burnt out so much. So I'm kind of, you kind of figure this thing out, and it's kind of being a balance. Remember, I did balance a couple weeks ago. And the balance of it is keeping your balance in it, in what you want. So there's 3 things that keeps your balance in it, that I'm kind of brush on a little bit on a day, but to keep your balance in it is you gotta lock your mind on something. You gotta really lock your mind on a focus, because we can hop around, and then you'd be really misaligned or really out of alignment, or to really get to dive into. I know I say it really a lot. To get into dive into where you want to get to, you're gonna have to eliminate some things. And it sucks. Some things you're probably not gonna want to eliminate. I know it's many things I don't be wanting to eliminate. Like, it'd be people. I'm just gonna say people. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna go too in depth, but I be deleting people. Hey, I just stop hitting you up, for real. It's all cool. We all good. It's good people. It's just leave it where it was and where it is, and keep it there. And not to say keep it there. It's not may not be the season, but where I'm at right now is something to, what's the next for me. I just got, whether it be coaching, whether it be just the next level. You got to eliminate some things, some distractions. Those are the biggest things. It's those 3 things that you really have to do. Is you want to get your momentum going, you have to eliminate the distractions. And we all got them. You can let people, those people that you've been a late night texting. It might be. I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm not saying this in a bad way. I repeat, I'm not saying this in a bad way. Sometimes it might be your significant other that be distracting you. Your significant other just wants some attention, or they just want to go whatever. You really got to look at it. It's okay. What do I want? Hey, here's where we're going to go. Here's our goal, and here's all we're going to get to. All right. So you got clarity. You got to have full blown clarity in there, and you got to keep on pressing. You know what I mean? If a prime example is, I would definitely say Luka Doncic, right? Luka's, man, he's currently dealing with his fiance. Just had a new baby, right? Dealing with his fiance. Guess what? She got both kids over there in Slovenia, so Slovakia or something like that, wherever he's from. She got both babies out there. And guess what? Right? Guess what? They breaking up, right? So, but Luka's just going to he just dropped 100 points in 2 games, back to back. He put up 40 points not last night, the night before, Wednesday night, he put up 40 points. Last night, he put up 60 points. He just put up 60 points last night. So to be able to say, hey, let me get these distractions out of my way. And, those things will misalign, because he could have easily shot. With the things that he got going on with normal people, man, this dude would have shot 3 for 15. 3 for 15, like with Buddy that played for the Denver Nuggets shot. Murray just went 1 for 15. He ain't have none of that stuff going on. So you think about it, if you ain't got your stuff in that line, then you will be off. like your game will be off. And people look at you at a high stage. He even got fouled out. Like Murray got fouled out. So if you are not in that space, then you can easily get misaligned. So that's a prime example right there. How you can get easily. So you gotta eliminate those distractions. Then you gotta really have clarity where you want to be at. Like, okay, we're gonna win this game. We're gonna win this championship. We're gonna go get this money. We're gonna go hit this thing. Whatever it is for you, you just gotta really like feel the urgency. You gotta feel the urgency to execute that focus. So you gotta really like don't overload yourself, because at the end of the day, it's easy to do that. And when you overload yourself, man, you get the results of being overloaded. So, but you got to paint that picture of what life looks like for you. Like, what does it look like? Too many ideas open. Like me, I'm gonna tell you, my brain is be like moving so much, right? And I thought about it today. Like I've been in really a clarity mode lately. I've been in a real clarity mode lately. And it's like, okay, what exactly is this space? Like so many things have cleared up for me, so much clarity, so much understanding. And it's like, man, it's like, what's the next level? What's the next level? Like, hey, and you know what I mean? I'm just keeping that peace. Like you know what I mean? I'm like a calm knowing type deal. Like it's a calm knowing where I'm at in my life, where I want to go in my life. And this having this understanding to not just constantly switching, because you having all these things. It's like you gotta, like if you on your computer, right? For example, I get a lot of examples, don't I? Stop saying the word constantly switching and not really locking in exactly what it is. Like constantly switching and not really locking in exactly what it is. So you gotta know when to start. You gotta break it all down. Make it simple for you. Break it all down. All right, cool. All right, this situation is gonna rock. It's not gonna rock. You gotta like really like authentic with yourself, and that's one of the biggest things. You gotta be very authentic with yourself. It's like, yeah, dang, and that's what I'm starting to do too. A lot more, rather. I'm starting to be a lot more authentic with myself, and it's like, you know, I mess with people. I do. However, it's like, do they mess with? And I'm starting to really just like this. Don't give people this huge, and they give you minuscule, right? Don't give people a huge version of you, and they give you minuscule. Like you got to know, like that's if you got that type of energy, like okay, I like to pour into people. They give me a little bit. I can, you know, I had to stop that. I stopped that because you'll overburn yourself out, you'll overwork yourself. You know, like what are you willing to do for yourself that I can come in, I can assist you with and be reliable. You can be reliable on me, but don't lean all the way on me. I'm really tapping into that a lot more, to paying attention. I allow that to be like, all right, cool. Like you're not showing up for yourself. So you want me to show up for you more than you show for yourself? How bad you want it? How bad you want it? And sometimes you got to know when to start it. You got to know when to stop it. You got to know when to pivot. You got to know when to restart. Like that's some of the things that you have to understand. It's like some people are not going to be. That's the thing is some people. That's just how they are. They've gotten by in life like that. Somebody's showing up for them all the time. You got to know when. You got to know never. You got to know when to start it. You got to know when to stop it. You know, we got to know when to pivot. You got to know when to restart. Like those are the things you got to pay attention to and be hyper vigilant in to really understand it. And so, is it going to benefit you? What's your ROI on it? Like, what is it? Are you going to see some type of growth, understanding? How much your effort is going to put in it? What's the hidden cost? Like I mentioned before, like what's your hidden cost with, when it comes down to misalignment? It's your time, your energy, your identity. It's like a lot of these different things, right? Like your income. So I'm talking about your time, your energy, your identity, and your income. Like those are really things that hidden costs when you don't, like when you really don't show up for somebody. Or you show somebody, you gotta think about it like when people oftentimes want your attention and they want you to help them out with things like, you know, it just made me think about a thought or whatever. I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna let that like trickle to what it is. But yeah, quit splitting up your energy though. Like some people are meant to be left where they are. No matter how much you want to help, somebody believe. Hey, somebody show you who they are. Believe them the first time. Believe them the first time. Somebody show you who they are. Believe them the first time. Yeah. But hey, check this out. You gotta get this Discord, man. I keep on talking about this journal. I'm just gonna go ahead and take it down. Nobody want the journal, man. I don't know why. But the journal is fire. The journal was fire. Man, this journal absolutely impacted my life. I'm gonna tell you, man, this journal, man. I tell you, embracing vulnerability. This is one of the days right here. Or practicing forgiveness, right? And you oftentimes we don't know we can get a misalignment a lot easily, right? So I'm gonna start out with practicing vulnerability. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is not an occasional act; it's a constant attitude. Who or what did I need? What I need to give up, and why? How does holding back anger or resentment affect my feelings or affect my healing? What steps can I take towards forgiveness today? How does forgiveness free me to move forward? How can practicing forgiveness contribute to overall well-being? And that's just some of it, recognizing my worth, right? Practicing patience. That's a big one, practicing patience. And you got to give yourself some grace too, though. You can get out of alignment. It's so easy to get out of alignment. You get so scatterbrained. You get this thing called I can't think of the name of it right now. I'll think of it in a second. But you get so scatterbrained. Like your brain gets so scattered. You be thinking about all these different things. Like, man, like what, like this or that. Sorry. Like you get scatterbrained like crazy. And you have your energy. Like when you tell them you get scatterbrained, you don't want that. You don't want that. That's something you do not want at all, because your brain be thinking about like, oh man, I gotta complete this. Oh man, I need to complete that. Oh, I need to complete that too. Guess what you'll be able to complete? Guess what you'll complete? Nothing. Yeah, because if you focus so much of your time on this project or that project or this project or that project, you ended up not finishing any projects. So I would definitely say get in that journal, write down some of these things. Man, like I told you, getting into this journal was one of the best things, getting back into this thing was one of the best things that I did, was plugging back into this little purple thing. This like purple thing right here. Back 2024, this little purple thing really impacted me to who I am today. Like I wouldn't be who I am today without this purple journal. So if you're just starting out your journey, when you talk about on your healing journey or your combating wherever you are, you building your brand, start with here. Like I got a business degree and all this stuff, yada yada. But start here. Start in this journal right here. Start here. We all have to start somewhere. Most people don't know where to start. Start all over, right? Start in a journal. A journal that's going to absolutely be in for the guide you and embrace your change. That's what thing I just wrote on today. Change is only a constant in life. Change is the only constant in life. Reflect on the recent change in your life. Imagine embracing with open arms and accepting the growth it offers. How do I typically respond to change? What changes am I currently facing, and how do I how do they make me feel? Boom, see that? How can I approach change with more flexibility and openness? Which positives outcome have come from positive past changes? How does embracing change contribute to my growth and healing? Get it? Don't forget your journal. Download it. Download. Go get your free one. Get your free one. You can go to Amazon. Hey, I'm with it. Go get it from Amazon. You good? You want it? You can get it for free. And you go to Amazon. I would definitely advise Amazon. I'd tell you to go get it for free, but I definitely tell you to go to Amazon and get your own personal copy. Get your own personal copy, and then when you see me, you can just say, "Whip that!" Oh, just hey, let me get that. Let me go ahead and sign that. Right? You say, "Hey, can you sign that for me? Can you sign me?" Man, I'm gonna say, "Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, thank you." And just having your physical copy, it just allows you to be that mental connection with me, that energy. Like it's one thing to have it, your downloaded version. It's great. You're gonna get the thing on it, but to have your actual copy, so you get the energy. You see what the energy I put into it, and then the work, man. Guys, this is battle tested. What doesn't break you builds your brand. Thank you guys for being on here this afternoon. Every Friday, you can find me on here every Friday at 5 o'clock. Every Friday at 5 o'clock on Battle Tested. What doesn't break you builds your brand. And we're talking about, alignment requires elimination. Alignment requires elimination. To you to be aligned to go to the next level, to where you are desiring to. I know you ain't desiring to be like sitting on the side of the street, going to the liquor store every Friday or every day just to grab you a drink, or every Friday after work. That's not something we doing, right? I mean, if you're on battle tested, because we already been through that. We already on transformation this season. We're talking about transformation. We're talking about transformation. We talked about last season acceptance, accepting where you were and forgiving yourself for it. If you haven't forgiven yourself for it, we are also talking about that as well. So, you got to think about it. Why you're not letting go, though? Like, if you're forgiving, why are we holding on to things that are in the past? Why are we holding on to things that no longer serve us? That's one of the things that I think I would say when I got to, I started seeing my therapist a while back. When I started seeing my therapist a long time ago, it was really for me was I got to let go. I got to let go of those things that no longer serve me. And as they're no longer serving me, it really, when I really started, say, okay, these things no longer serving me. What am I going to do with it? Hey, what doesn't break you, guess what? It builds your brand. So that's what I started doing. I said, okay, cool. It came around and I was like, man, what do I really applied? How do I apply these things I've learned in life to allow them to work for me and not to me? You know what I mean? Like, life happens for us, not to us, right? Like, that's what Tony Robbins shared with it. Life happens for us, not to us. And so how do I allow these things I've had to endure in life, how do they work for me? Seeing my wife take her last breath, or, nearly being blown up in Afghanistan, or, being a part of Landmark, or writing books, or, nearly failing in third grade, failing in fifth grade, but nearly being expelled from school. How do these things apply to life to help navigate somebody in alignment so they don't fall into a space that doesn't work for them anymore, and they get out of alignment and not know where to go, right? It's like That's where you get on every Friday. Every Friday you get on so we can talk about these various different things. Why you won't let go. And it's just one of the segments on it. Like, why won't we let things go? Because we hold on to it. Like, we hold on to these things because we look at this thing called professionalism, right? Like, oh, I gotta hold on to this thing. I gotta carry this thing. It's like a little segment. I got this thing in my phone, right? I got this logo on my phone. I ain't exposed. I ain't released it yet, but it's super dope logo. But I got it on my phone. Is he's carrying a bag, right? Carrying a bag, but it's like it's a money bag. He's carrying his money bag. But you think about it, like a lot of people carry that same bag and same traumas and same situations and same this or that, just like that money bag. So psychologically, what do we do and what do we have to so we don't necessarily have to do that such anymore? What can we do? What can we do? Like you can write down three things. So we're gonna write these three things down. We're gonna write these three things down. Like if you're driving, keep on driving. You driving, keep driving, keep driving. I want you to write down. I want you to write down. What am I missing in my life? In the present, that will make a difference. When alignment is not there, like what am I missing? When you're misaligned in something, there's something else in your area that you're missing. Like what am I missing? Right, three things that you think down that is missing in your life. Because the biggest thing is if you got something missing, you've been being a certain way. You've been being a certain way, so you're missing something. So you got a fear. I have a fear of opportunity. I have a fear of, you know, various different things. Your ego. That ego, their ego pops up all the time. Like what is missing though in your life? That in presence, if you had that, it will make a difference. That will create a space where you can be able to dive into the next level. What does the next level look like for you? Transformation, misalignment, like alignment. It requires elimination. To go to the next level, you got to let go of something. To go to when they say, well, I heard this thing right here so long ago. To, the next a new level requires a new devil, right? That's a weird saying. Every new level requires a new devil. Why does it gotta require a new devil? Why you can't say every new level requires new challenges? We're gonna start saying that. We're not gonna say new devil. But is one of the things is like when you're like, what are you willing to do? What are you missing? What are you missing in the present that will make a difference? For me, let go of like let go of ego. Let go of my ego. Let go of disassociate my attachments to things. Disassociate my attachments to things. And the last one is self-trust. Taking things, no matter what, just oh, you talking about Luca? Hey, Luca did his thing, man. He did his thing. Uh, but us holding on to things that don't matter won't get us anywhere. It's not producing anything. So us holding on to things will not get us anywhere. I appreciate that with Derek. Yeah. Us holding on to things that does not serve us. That does not serve us. That does not serve us. Won't get us anywhere. It won't freaking get us anywhere. We gotta look at that, man. Like really, we gotta really look at that because us holding on to things won't get us anywhere. But when we start letting go of things, we start letting go. Oh, and before we start letting go of things, you gotta really go and subscribe on Battle Tested. What doesn't break you builds your brand. Go subscribe. Hit the like button. Hit the like button to subscribe and join Battle Tested. What doesn't break you builds your brand every Friday at 5 o'clock. Every Friday at 5 o'clock on Battle Tested on YouTube. YouTube. Also, go and subscribe. Go and join me on Mr. Diamond Inc. 2.0. Mr. Diamond Inc. 2.0 on IG and TikTok. Mr. Diamond Inc. 2.0 on IG and TikTok. Let's go. Hey man, the first thing you got to do is identify. If you can identify where you're falling short at, you can start somewhere. If you can't identify, ask yourself this right here. I'm gonna give you a question. So, what actually producing results right now? What is actually identify what is actually producing results for you right now? And so these are the things that's gonna help you identify these things. So, if I need to slow down a little bit, let me know. I can, and I will, so you can be able to write these things down. I will slow down a little bit for you. What's actually producing results right now for you? So like last time we were talking about, we're not talking about it in a minute. Okay. All right. So what is actually producing results for you? All right. Then you audit that. Your next step is you audit it. Write it down. Track the next 72 hours. What does it look like for you? Next 72 hours. These are the things that are producing results for you. Where do I get the time right? Really go. Where do these times really go? In the next 72 hours, judge your time. Like really write down your time, align your stuff out. Like write it all out, right? Like where is it going? And you're gonna keep a KPIs on it, which is it's called KPIs, right? KPIs is key performance indicators. See your high. What is your ROI? What's your neutral? What's your dead weight? What are some of the things that's holding you back? What's the things pushing forward? Right? What's the things holding you back? What's the things pushing forward? We write them down, we line them up, and we knock them out. Right? So we're gonna eliminate that dead weight, though. We can eliminate that dead weight. We can know exactly where we're gonna be at. We know exactly where we're at. We know we're constrained, how we are constrained. We're gonna focus on one thing. We focus on one thing. We gotta focus on everything. Right? We focus on one thing at a time, one day at a time, one moment at a time. That's how we start out everything. That's how we end. We complete everything one day at a time, one moment at a time. Right? So we're gonna write this down. We're gonna start. We're gonna start eliminating stuff. We want to go to the next level. Hey, alignment requires elimination. Right? Alignment requires elimination. Alignment requires elimination. That's what you need to focus on. Focus on that. Alignment requires elimination. And when you allocate your time to the right thing with elimination, you eliminate some things, you're gonna let that things go like, okay, cool, that ain't gonna work for me. Okay, cool. Like that's one of the biggest things is you gotta be okay with saying no too. That's why I'm starting to realize that. Like, stop giving people you be like a yes person sometimes. You gotta be okay with saying no. You gotta be okay with saying no. Like, and it's like, freak, man. Like, but you You gotta get in the space of being okay with saying no. You gotta be okay with saying no. And nah, I can't help you with that. Nah, my kids. Oh no, this right here. I got other situation. I got other obligations, and people will work you. They will work you if you say, "Nah, it ain't gonna work for me." Maybe next time. Being okay with saying no. I'm okay with saying no. I'm still getting better with that. You got to focus, not on doing one because people will. Remember I talked about before those distractions. Man, I keep on tapping this thing. But you remember I told you about it a minute ago. Talking about those distractions. Those distractions. You got to eliminate those distractions. Those are dead weight. Got to cut that dead weight. And it goes back to right. They're doing a lot of NFL signings. Man, the Falcons signed so many people over the last week, but they got rid of a lot of people. People that you know, like you just think about these quarterbacks and players that have signed for hella money with these teams, and they let them go, like Tua Tagovailoa and Kirk Cousins. They let those guys go, or Kyler Murray. Those guys are straight. They're amazing players, amazing quarterback. I mean, like even they let. What's going on, guys? We back. We back. We back. I think we've got kids. They would knock you off, right? Because they want to what? They want to be able to play video games and do all that stuff. So I don't want to be like, hey, stop, right? But it's lock in. Like we gotta think about it. We gotta free up our mind so our mind and our energy can be on alignment and where we can be able to be in one space. We can go and take this thing to the next level. See, I'm telling you, like when it comes down to these books, man, I remember when I was writing my first book. I still remember it was yesterday too. It would have been over, man. It's been 11 years ago since I started writing my first book. It was summer 2015. I was in this company and I was really doing, my mental health was really jacked up, man. It was so jacked up. Like really, man, I remember like it was yesterday. My mental health was jacked up and, I was in a pickle. I was in a pickle. I was in a pickle. But I was really jacked up a lot back then. And it goes to, like I was in the season I was in, my mental health wasn't in that season. It wasn't aligned to that season. Like it was something that was dragging me down. Um, I felt hopeless. It battle tested. I was really battle tested. I didn't know exactly. It brings all the everything into it. All right, and it was like I wish I had the journal I had. I wasn't really like I'm glad I had my surroundings though. I'm glad I had my wife at the time. I'm glad I had people at the time. Like I really am so thankful for my sister, my nephew, like all my people that was around at the time because like I was pretty jacked up when I first came out the military and I didn't have an alignment. I didn't have anything, no support system like that. Like I just had my family and I was like, man, you know, I wish I had the journal. I wish I had this journal right here. I ain't gonna lie. I had my therapist actually told me, he said, hey, you need to start. That's how I got into writing. Actually, I got into writing because my therapist was like, hey, you need to look at you need to start journaling. Right. And I was like, all right, cool. See, my wife at the time, while she was here, she was, she was writing on a new book and stuff. So I'm like, all right, cool. She can do it. I can do it. I'm very competitive, right? Like it wasn't it's because of her, but I'm very competitive when I want to do something. But she was writing. I was like, oh, she can write. I can write too. And so I'm seeing her write a book, and she's writing her book. Um, she's about to drop her new novel, which was a Flatline 2. Flatline 2. So she was about to drop that one. And it was just so dope that I heard her. I was so present in it that I heard her talking about like a book title name or whatever, and I just kind of came up with I had never written. Let me tell you, I had never written a book before at that point. I had never written a book, and I had never thought about but I heard her writing. I was like, man, if she could do that, I could do it. And it's like it came to my brain. It's like it just came to me, and I was like, oh man, okay. Right. And she got her and her best friend. We was talking about a title, and I grabbed the title, and I just kind of created the title, and a storyline came in my head. And let me tell you, I don't know if I shared this before, but my mind was in alignment at the time. Being around the energy and hearing them talk about the writing and stuff. I'm like, they ain't better than me. What? But hearing them talking about the stories and the storylines and the reading the books and stuff, I was like, all right, let me see. So they came up with the title, Madam Bonnet. They said Madam Secretary or whatever. And I came up, they came up with a whole different title, but it was similar to what I had in mind. So I was like, all right, bet. So I started writing. I said, hey, I'm going to write a book. I told my wife this. I said, I'm going to write a book. She said, that's cool. And then I came to her again. I said, hey, I'm going to write a book. She said, that's cool. And then the third time I went to her, she said, don't tell me about this book again. And so what that did for me, right, that put me in alignment to what I desired, because I felt that was a challenge for me. That was a challenge for me to shut up or put up, right? It's like poker type of like thing. It's like shut up or put up type of deal. Like don't talk about it, bruh. Just do it, right? And so I felt the challenge of it. I said, all right, cool, bet. Let me go ahead and put this work in. Man, I ended up writing. That was the only book me and her ended up writing together. Only book we ever wrote together. And I share that story because if I was doing all these other things, then I would have never been in alignment with books at that moment. So sometimes in life, we are doing nothing places you right in alignment. You don't have to be like super busy doing this or that, but doing nothing. Because if I was doing something, I wouldn't have been in alignment. I wouldn't have been in alignment with it. Think about that. So because I had eliminated the things, I was in alignment, I was able to, have that conversation and realize the expansion of my mind. And because I failed the third grade because I hated reading, writing, and speaking. Like I failed the third grade because I ended up getting in trouble, nearly got expelled. And yeah. So now you think about it, 10 years later, 8-time published author, coach. You got the word. I'm about to be coaching on for this amazing company. So shout out to that. That's gonna be a whole different level. But realizing expansion without structure, you get some delays in there. Realizing that you ain't even ready to expand without structure, you get some delays in there. You get some delays. So, I mean, hopefully that landed well with you guys. And that was a great example of, I just kind of was like, man, I think back to it. Like if I was in a whole different space in my life at the time, I would have definitely not been writing. I would have never not been here right now because I overcome a lot of different things. in the space of life. And so we look it up. We look up now. Like we look up now, and hey, where we at? Right? Written 8 books, published over 200 books. And now we look at it. Like, what did you? Then I can't leave today without even talking about this. Can't. So, cancer, accident, life, and estate planning. Cancer, accident, life, and estate planning. Like, where are you at? Like, are you in alignment with that? Is your family in alignment with that? Because if you're not, then hey, it could be a bad day when it becomes that bad day. So renter strategic benefits. Renter strategic benefits. Renter strategic benefits. As it says, RENER, strategic, STRATEGIC, benefits. BENEFITS@gmail.com. So renter strategic benefits at gmail.com. Like, really thinking about where you are, like right now, where you are right now. It's like, what is one massive goal that you have in your mind? Like, you have this goal in your mind, and you're like, I want to complete this. You got it. It's up there. You're like, hey, and don't forget to go and subscribe, man. Go subscribe on a battle-tested podcast on YouTube. Battle-tested podcast on YouTube. Battle-tested podcast on YouTube. Go and download. Go and join the Discord. Download. Don't hold back. But also, man, you got to get these cow bundles, right? You got to get these cancer, accident, life, expense. Cancer, accident, life, and estate planning. Cancer, accident, life, and estate planning. Cancer, accident, life, and estate. So we call it cow bundle. Right? You got to get you one. You got to get the cow bundle, right? Cancer, accident, life, and not final expense, but estate planning. So you get covered all the way around. It's like a catastrophic or a comprehensive coverage, right? So if something happened to you, boom, cancer, don't even worry about it, right? You just file. That's money that comes to you. Then you're talking about accident. Man, you get in a car accident, right? You ain't got to call one of the lawyers. You still got to call a lawyer to get paid, but let me tell you, if you got this policy, you definitely gonna get paid, right? You in the hospital, you got a broken arm, you got a laceration on your arm. This could be a little small laceration on your hand, and you got a broken leg. Boom, guess what? You're gonna get paid. You're gonna get a check sent straight to your bank account within 48 hours, filing your claim. Write it down. Write down everything you're doing. Like one thing that you focus on. Just focus on one thing. If you focus on one thing, I promise you it'll go. And then you're like, man, I heard this somebody, some people like, man, you gotta get 7 streams of income. Oh my gosh. Oh man, people be on that. I mean, you gotta get 7 streams of income. Man, stop, man. Get 1 stream of income. You gotta get 1 stream of income. 1 stream of income, and you divvy it up from there. Like you take one thing, you make great at it, and then you divvy things from there. So let's say if it's selling shoes. All right, cool. You might go from selling shoes. Like they'll say books. Let's say books. So books is easier. Go to books. Boom. You become a massive author. Then go from books. Okay, cool. I want to do from books. Okay, I want to do film now. Okay, cool. From film. Okay, cool. I want to have, now I got a production company. Now I want to be a publisher. Now, okay, cool. Okay, cool. Now from a publisher, I want to own my own printing company. Okay, cool. I want to have my own AI company now. Oh, okay, cool. Now I want to have my own editing company, so to speak. Okay, cool. I'm going to have my own screenplay company now. Like it really coincide those things. So you do go and get the capital for one thing and not have seven antennas strapped out around your life. Let me tell you, I've been doing this thing for a long time. And so our brains are meant to be diversified. However, you also got to really tap into that. Say, okay, what is that? Now figure out one thing first. I have seven. How can you start seven things at one time? Trust me. Trust me when I say it. Trust me when I say it. You can do it. Yes, you can do it. You can also be misaligned too by doing such. So I would say, slow it down, write it down. What's one thing that you write down? One thing that you know that you can go and take to the next level. Like for me, right? Like that's why I was like, okay, let me slow down on these things. Slow down on these things. All right. What is things? Boom. What can I do? Me locking on one thing. And I'm gonna take that funds, put it over something else. Okay, cool. Now I'm ready to shift. Boom. This moment right now, the moment of uncertainty in life, uncertainty in life, that's when it requires you a lot. It's gonna require you a lot. It's gonna require you a whole identity shift. Where you want to go, a new level, it's gonna require a new version of you. So it requires you to take things to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. But you got to start somewhere. I felt compelled to really talk about this today because the next level is not hidden, it's right there in front of you. Like the next level is not hidden, it's right there in front of you. It's not buried, it's not refusing to leave, it's not refusing anything. It just requires you to eliminate those things, eliminate those distractions so you can lock in and focus. Like when you lock in and focus, man, the world is yours. Yeah, I heard Young Jeezy say this before. The world is yours and everything in it is out there. Get on your grind and get it. So it's just as clear as the window I'm looking through. It's just as clear as the window I'm looking through. Just as clear as the windows I'm looking through. You gotta really look at it. Just as clear as the window I'm looking through. You gotta think about that for a moment. What you think about that? Just as clear as the window I'm looking through. But I'm gonna say this right here. I love this poem. It's one of the most beautiful poems that I've ever read before, and it's called Invictus. Out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole. I think whatever gods may be for my uncomfortable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the blessings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horrors of the shade, and yet the minutes of the years find or shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. So, with that being said, I wanted to give you guys that right there before we rolled out today. But it's Mr. Diamond Inc. 2.0, Mr. Diamond Inc. 2.0 on IG and TikTok. You can find me you can subscribe to Battle Tested. What doesn't break you builds your brand on Battle Tested Podcast on YouTube. Be here for next week. Well, no, not next week because we got an event next week. But hey, check this out. I want you to know, same time, same channel, 5 o'clock every Friday. Hey, one day at a time, one moment at a time. One day at a time, one moment at a time. Salute you. Be easy out there in the world.